Found in a field near Jay, Oklahoma, and Cherokee County weighs the pros and cons of a proposed solar farm. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, a proposed solar farm in Cherokee County could bring up to 300 jobs to the area, but it's also bringing some questions. Plus, a new opportunity for dental patients rolls into Pineville, Missouri. And just ahead of its demolition, we get an inside look at the old Freeman Hospital building in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation identifies human remains found last week north of Jay, Oklahoma. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Delaware County Sheriff says someone brush hogging a field discovered the remains last Monday morning and called authorities. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation took over the case and has now identified the victim as Colton Woods. The investigation is still active and additional details are not available at this time. Watch for updates on KOAMnewsnow.com. Right now, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
And it turned out to be a hot and humid Monday for you. We did get a few hit-and-miss showers and thunderstorms across the region during the afternoon. As of right now, not a whole bunch going on. A couple little sprinkles in our southern counties. We can't rule out a random isolated storm for us tonight, but I think overall it's going to be pretty quiet. Now, Tuesday could be a little bit of a different story. Band of showers and thunderstorms dropping in from Kansas City early in the morning, so scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could have a little bit of a punch. Here's about the noon hour. Most of them at this point in time along and south of the I-44 corridor. And then if the atmosphere can recover a bit, we'll get hit and miss storms once again late in the day. All right, 89 today, average highs 90, so very typical for this time of the year. It heats up a little more. We'll look at that here in a bit.
See you in a few. In Texas, the death toll following the deadly 4th of July flash floods has climbed to more than 100. As Nydia Cavazos reports, rescue workers in Texas continue to search for those who remain missing as new questions are raised about why campers and residents weren't warned sooner about dangerous conditions.
In Kirk County, Texas, efforts to locate those who remain missing in the wake of the deadly weekend floods continue.
This will be a rough week. I've said this 100 times, and I will say it again. We need your prayers.
As of Monday afternoon, Texas officials confirmed over 100 people were killed in the floods. Camp Mystic, an all-girls camp in Kirk County, announced at least 27 of its campers and counselors died. 10 campers and 1 counselor remain unaccounted for. Speaking at a Kerrville press conference Monday, Texas Senator Ted Cruz said he hopes valuable lessons will be learned from the Camp Mystic tragedy.
And so I think we will have a reasonable conversation about are there any ways to have earlier detection? Everyone would agree in hindsight, if we could go back and do it again, we would evacuate particularly those in the most vulnerable areas, the young children in the cabins closest to the water. We would remove them and get them to higher ground.
This time-lapse video shows how quickly a river in Kingsland, Texas, rose in just 3 minutes on Friday. Search and rescue teams say they're finding bodies up in trees, including at least one of the girls from Camp Mystic.
We found 2 young girls up near the Hunt store, and then about 10 o'clock we found another little girl wrapped up in debris in a tree.
More than 800 high water rescues have happened since the flooding began. White House officials re-emphasized Monday that National Weather Service offices were adequately staffed at the time of the floods.
We know the National Weather Service provided early and consistent warnings. They gave out timely flash flood alerts.
President Trump told reporters he will travel to Texas on Friday. Nydia Cavazos, CBS News, Kerrville, Texas.
Volunteers are traveling from around the world to assist Texas officials with search and rescue efforts. Cherokee County, Kansas commissioners today heard the results of an economic impact study of a proposed solar farm. The Wichita State University Center for Economic Development and Business Research presented the study for a proposed solar farm southeast of Columbus, Kansas. It would be called Rainbow Springs. The total estimated impact, $531.5 million. 300 jobs would be added during the construction, 8 jobs would be added for the maintenance of the farm once it's completed. The commissioners asked the Clearway Energy Group to come back with economic impact numbers on completed solar farms.
But ultimately, no decisions are going to be made on commercial solar farms in Cherokee County until the Planning and Zoning Board comes up with their comprehensive plan.
At least one county commissioner says he's heard from constituents who oppose the solar farm plan. Again, no decision is going to be made until we get that zoning committee plan that's expected in June of next year. For the first time, Pineville residents are getting access to free dental care on wheels. The McDonald County Health Department partnered with the Elks Mobile Dental Program to provide vital preventative care to individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities and to U.S. veterans. The service will be provided at the McDonald County Health Department's parking lot.
We also have some availability just for individuals that are uninsured and just don't have dental access.
Good idea. We they want to get it down here, and so we talked and worked it out. We had the logistics and the parking lot we could use, and so we got it worked where we get it down here and host it.
That event's now underway. It's running through July 24th. If you'd like to participate, you're going to have to schedule an appointment through the Elks Dental Program. While plans to raise Joplin's old Freeman Hospital building are still in the works, we got to look at the condition of the old building from the inside. KOIM got a walkthrough of the building thanks to Economic Security Corporation, the groups behind the new plans. Much like a time capsule, there was old equipment and files dating back to the 1970s. Demolition on the old Freeman Hospital is set to begin next week. Students get a different type of design skill thanks to a 3D printer and the help of the Carthage Public Library. That's coming up. But up first, the president's budget bill may mean more take-home money on tips, but some workers might not see the same impact. Part of President Trump's big, beautiful bill changes the taxes for people who receive tips as part of their income. And as Adam Woodbury found out in Branson, it might not impact every worker the same way.
Branson has become more and more popular, but when we first began, we had very short seasons, and it was very difficult to make it because at the end of October, I always said you could shoot a shotgun down the street and not hit anybody.
You don't have to go far to find a bustling restaurant in Branson. One of those, the Farmhouse Restaurant on Main Street.
Well, my husband bought the restaurant 49 years ago, this early spring, and so we've been doing Farmhouse for all those years.
And during those 49 years, owner Joy Davis says they've seen a lot of growth and change. But one thing that hasn't changed, the wait staff still serves the fried chicken, hamburgers, and blackberry cobbler, trying to earn a good tip. And now part of the newly signed Big Beautiful Bill provides a tax cut on tips, but it doesn't necessarily mean that tip will go straight to your pocket.
It's not anything that they get on their paychecks per se. It is something that they take at the end of the year. So they'll show all their income like normal off their normal W-2, and then there'll be a deduction for it.
Michelle Goldsberry is an enrolled agent with PSC Accounting and Tax Service. Simply put, she says if you make $50,000 and you have $10,000 in tips, that will lower your income to $40,000, which is what you'll pay taxes on. Up to $25,000 in tips can be deducted, but according to Goldsberry, not every tip-earning employee will be impacted.
I would say for the lower income families that aren't already paying taxes or get enough credits that it doesn't affect them, it's not going to help them. Mid-earners and up to $150,000 in wages, it'll help give them another deduction to bring down their income, to bring them down to lower tax brackets.
And while there may not be any noticeable difference until tax return season, Joy Davis believes the changes will ultimately benefit hardworking people.
I think most of Americans, and servers included, are hardworking Americans, and I appreciate Trump that I believe he really wants to help hardworking Americans, period. And this is just one way that he felt like that he could.
The no tax on tips deduction is temporary, expiring after the 2028 tax year. The Carthage Public Library hosts a 3D design class this evening in the Steadley Family Legacy Center. The class gave attendees ages 12 and up a chance to focus on mastering 3D design software to create digital models. The workshop aims to equip aspiring designers with essential skills in three-dimensional technology.
It's a lot more work than it seems, and it takes a lot longer than you think it would. It's not something that just pops out in an hour or two. Sometimes prints last all day, sometimes they last multiple days. You also have to make sure that all of it stays dry, and it's also kind of an expensive hobby to get into if you're not careful.
The Carthage Public Library plans to continue offering similar technology-focused learning experiences going forward. A little later, a Missouri man has his car jacked with his dog inside, but some online Good Samaritans deliver some good news.
And we still have some more thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a hot and humid day for us today. Temperatures kind of up there during the afternoon, right around 90 degrees. We did have some hit and miss scattered thunderstorms earlier for us, especially during the mid to late afternoon hours. Not a whole bunch going on now. Most of these have kind of diminished across the region. We do have some hit and miss sprinkles, but that's it, mainly in our southern counties. Let me take you through time. Let's go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Still a random isolated storm kind of trying to pop up. As we go through tomorrow morning, we're going to be into lower 70s. We are going to be tracking a band from Kansas City, and if it can hold together, we're going to get scattered thunderstorms across the region mid to late morning. Now, this is not going to be widespread, but there are going to be a few guys out there. So we got to keep our eyes on that. These are going to continue to push through. Here's the noon hour, hit and miss along and south of I-44 as we go through the afternoon. And then if the atmosphere, if we do get these, if they can recover, we'll get a few random ones late in the day. If we don't get the batch early in the morning, we're going to have a lot more numerous ones during the afternoon. So yes, we're going to be dodging storms tomorrow. Upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Anything that does fire will fall apart as we go through the evening hours, and then as we go into Wednesday morning, temperatures start into the 70s. Very slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm again on Wednesday afternoon. Didn't mean Thursday morning, but on Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to keep it dry for now. I think most of us will stay dry on Wednesday, but there may be one guy out there. Better chances for thunderstorms definitely on Tuesday. Because we don't know where those storms are going to pop up yet, and they're going to be very hit and miss, the only reason I'm showing you rainfall potential is just to show you the areas that do get a thunderstorm can pick up a quick quarter to a half an inch. Heat index is still going to be up there. We're talking mid 90s as we go into your Tuesday afternoon, maybe some upper 90s out there. Heat index again, mid to upper 90s once again as we go into Wednesday afternoon. Day planner for you. This is going to be on your Tuesday, 72 to start, 84 by noon. High temp, 88 during the afternoon. Humidity has kind of climbed low to mid 70s, so we're kind of on the top of the scale. It feels kind of soupy out there, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the next several days. Still, heat index right now at 1018. Feels like it's about 85 to about 86 degrees across the region. Looks great. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking at downtown Joplin, temperatures upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Let me take you down the road just a bit. Dome of high pressure out to our west. We have little waves kind of rotating around that high pressure. Another wave drops in. This is going to be late Friday into Saturday. With that wave, we could see a few rounds of showers and thunderstorms once again late Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. So we got to watch that later this week. 88 on your Tuesday, 89 on Wednesday, 91 on Thursday, 93 on Friday. We're going to stay into the upper 80s over the weekend, a little bit cooler because we're going to have scattered storms, but mainly near 90 every day.
And it's going to feel hotter than that
Got
most
it.
days. Thanks, Doug. A police chase ended in the parking lot of Joplin's Lowe's store today after a series of crashes. The chase of a suspected stolen vehicle began in Webb City. Police say the vehicle hit a utility pole, then traveled south on Range Line through Joplin, causing at least 3 crashes. Authorities used spike strips to slow the vehicle, then boxed it in the Lowe's parking lot. They've arrested a 35-year-old Joplin man in that case. He's suspected in the burglary of a business on Joplin's East 7th Street in addition to the vehicle theft. Authorities say we should expect additional charges for assault on an officer, property damage, and other crimes. Drivers in multiple counties in Missouri might want to find alternate routes starting next week. MoDOT crews will be out in 5 counties for pavement sealing work beginning on July 14th. Those counties are Barton, Jasper, Lawrence, Berry, and Stone. Drivers can expect one-lane traffic, flaggers, and pilot cars where crews are working. For a complete list of work locations, just head over to KOAMNewsNow.com. Still ahead, several student athletes from Pitt State and Missouri Southern receive academic awards from the MIAA. And the Nevada Griffins try to get back in the win column on the road. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
The MIAA announces its last set of academic honors from the 2024-25 school year this morning, and these are the Newcomer Awards, which include academic excellence, scholar athletes, and honor roll members from student athletes who competed in the MIAA for the first time this year, either as a freshman or a transfer. Now, in order to be named a scholar athlete, you have to have a GPA of 3.5 or better and be all MIAA in your respective sport. A couple Missouri Southern Lions meet those qualifications. Softball player Bailey Dillon, who's studying exercise science, she had a 3.92 GPA as a freshman. And Lizette Almaraz from the Southern soccer team. She's also an exercise science major and had a GPA of 3.81 during her freshman year. Pittsburgh State has 10 scholar athletes in 4 different sports. Freshmen Lily Brown and Lorna Ray Pierce from the women's track and field teams, as well as Sailor Jensen, Jaden Newell, McKenna Robinson, teammates on the Gorilla women's soccer team. And Casey Roush, PSU football's punter, makes the list as well, along with 4 members of the baseball team. Dagan Brewer, Drew Bugner, Colby Dugan, and Maddox Thornton. All of them transferred to Pitt State prior to their historic 2025 season, which ended in the NCAA Super Regionals. Big news this morning in the world of college sports. According to ESPN, University of Oklahoma Athletic Director Joe Castiglione will retire from his full-time role during the upcoming school year. According to that report from ESPN, Castiglione will stay on as Athletic Director Emeritus upon the hiring of his successor. He's held that position of AD since 1998, making him the longest tenured athletic director in major college sports. Under his direction, OU has won 26 national titles and 117 conference titles across all of its NCAA sports. And of course, he helped the Sooners make the transition from the Big 12 conference to the SEC just 1 year ago. In summer collegiate baseball, the Joplin Outlaws have the night off before they play a road series against the Piney Woods Timberhogs. Now in the Mink League, the Nevada Griffins are in action. Tonight they're on the road. And this evening, the Griffins face the Chillicothe Mudcats. They take this one on the chin, 11-3, the final score. Mudcats win big. Nevada is back in action tomorrow evening. Once again, that's on the road. This time, it'll be against the Jefferson City Renegades. And in Major League Baseball, the Cardinals are off tonight. They just dropped 2 out of 3 to the Cubs in Chicago over the weekend. Royals are at home. They begin a 3-game series against the Pirates. And they begin that series with a very impressive 9-3 victory. Vinny Pasquantino, Bobby Witt Jr., Salvi Perez, and Nick Lofton all hit home runs in a winning effort for Kansas City, who now improves to 5-2 in the month of July. These two will see each other again tomorrow night. That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
Harry Mitchell, a 4-state hero.
Quick trip to a gas station turned into a moment of terror for one Missouri man over the weekend. Someone jumped into his car and drove off with that man's dog inside. But as Ryan Gamboa reports, he was able to get the beloved pet back thanks to the actions of 3 good Samaritans.
I would take this 5 times over to make sure that he was safe.
Battered and bruised, Alex Bell and his 4-legged sidekick Bear are back home resting.
He means a lot to me and my family.
Saturday night, Alex and Bear made a routine maintenance stop at the Quick Trip air pump. Alex left his car running with the AC on, and before he knew it,
somebody stole my car with my dog in it.
Grabbing onto his car's door handle, the unknown driver dragged Alex across the parking lot, leaving him scrambling about what to do next.
I got home and I saw his bone and his rope on the couch, and I immediately just started breaking down because I knew, like, that's where he's supposed to be.
Taking to social media, he asked everyone to chip in to find Bear. 1,000 Facebook shares later, Sunday morning, Bear was found 20 miles north in Hyde Park by 3 Good Samaritans grabbing donuts, the Zoll family.
It was one of those moments, those golden rule moments.
It's a great feeling though, like we were so happy to help.
And Nicole Noodleman.
The stars aligned perfectly.
The Zolls, who just moved to Kansas City, also lost their dogs Rex right before their move.
I felt the same emotions kind of stir up, and I just wanted to help.
Alex says police believe they found his car.
My heart goes out to the community. I can get another car, but I can't get another bear.
But these strangers, united over a 4-legged friend, found something of their own: community.
Bear is pretty brave for finding us.
Don't be afraid to do the right thing. If it comes from the heart, come from the soul, it's a good notion.
Those 3 Good Samaritans saw the Facebook post and confirmed it was Bear by saying a phrase that was in the post, which was, "Where's Grandma?" They say that's when Bear's ears perked up. Beautiful dog. Nice that he's able to reunite with his owner.
Absolutely.
It's going to be hot out there for a while, Doug.
It is. Temps hanging out upper 90s to near 90 degrees, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Through this week, we are going to be dodging some storms tomorrow, and there looks like another band of showers and thunderstorms working in late Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So very typical for what we have seen so far this summer.
Yeah, which has been unusually wet. Really.
Yep.
Final sports notes.
After tonight's win, the Royals are now 5 games back of a wild card spot. In the NL, the Cardinals are just 1 game back. They play again tomorrow against the Nationals.
The Royals scored 9
runs, yeah.
Let's hope they can keep it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.